Minecraft has over 820 blocks to choose from in your world. Some can be crafted and some are found all around you. Some are very common while others take hours of work to obtain just one. But the question we'll be answering today is, what is the rarest block in Minecraft? Rarity is being determined by how many times you can find it in your Minecraft world naturally. For the sake of this video, I will not be using things that are spawned in weird, quirky cases. For example, the bedrock of the nether roof or the obsidian pillars on the main end island. I also won't consider something that requires interaction or input. That means despite only one dragon egg spawning in per world, it requires a player to slay the ender dragon. For measuring this metric, we'll use a ratio of blocks per given chunk, or how many times a block can generate per chunk. A chunk is a 16 by 16 square that separates the entire Minecraft world. So now that we have our point of measure, let's find the rarest block in all of Minecraft. Now when you think of rare, you think of valuable, because things of value are normally quite rare. Now what's in Minecraft that's both valuable and rare? Something elusive, something that shows a sign of class, a sign of dignity, a way you can even flex to others, and it's even used as a currency in most servers: the diamond. The diamond ore is a great example for a baseline for our discussion. Why? On average, there's about 2 diamonds per given chunk, and there is no other item in the overworld that gets this close that I can find, but that's just in the overworld. What about in the nether, or the end? Well, the end only has a total of 15 blocks to choose from, so obviously, no selection means no solid metrics that we can really use for our discussion. The real closest is the next best dimension, the nether. The block we're looking for is ancient debris. Ancient debris is the closest number of 1 to 1 per given chunk generated in a game. It has an average of only 1.65 ancient debris spawning in per chunk. This is a better number, and if you've ever gone netherite mining, you know that this metric has already gotten stupendously low. Just to find a single bar's worth usually takes hours, but trust me, it gets way lower. Now in the old days, before a lot of blocks had crafting recipes, there was a good few amount of blocks that could only be found in the structures they were in. Now 2 blocks that come into the mind of OG players will be mossy cobblestone and bricks. They were the rarest blocks in the game for their time because of how you got them. You could only get mossy cobblestone from the in-dev house, dungeons, and eventually the jungle temples when they were first released. But I'm going to keep it a brick with you. If you wanted bricks when they were first released, it was going to take you a while to find one of the elusively rare brick pyramids that would take hours to find. I will consider them for the sake of modernity, but they're cool examples and would usually be flexes to the old days to have these elusive blocks. Now I bet you were expecting this answer, but actually, Gilded Blackstone is not the rarest block in the game. Gilded Blackstone spawns in only Bastion remnants. Relatively speaking, they are not rare inspecting the entire Minecraft world. Each Bastion generates about 900 blocks away from each other, but to put in perspective, with the nether being 60 million by 60 million blocks wide per average, and them spawning about 900 blocks, there's an average total of 400,000 bastions per world. Now technically, you can find Gilded Blackstone in chests, which will make it a bit more common, but remember, it requires player input to be placed down, so I won't be counting the ones in chests for the sake of this video. When they generate, they replace a fortress's spawn location, so this means there's 1 bastion per about 57 square chunks, and if we find the average Gilded Blackstone per bastion, we find out there's about 12 per each generation. And since they spawn every 57 chunks, with 12 Blackstone and 400,000 bastions on average, you get a number of about 4.8 million Blackstone per world. That's a lot higher than you were expecting, I'm assuming. But let's keep on going lower. Let's get deeper into this. Actually, let's go colder, back to the overworld. How about submerged in ice, and we make it blue? Why are you blue? Blue ice is already elusive for how difficult it is to craft, requiring 81 blocks just to make a single one. This is already showing class and that rarity that we're looking for in this video. But how do you find it in the wild? Frozen oceans only cover about 0.55% of the world, and with an average of about 600 blue ice blocks per glacier, this means there's about 0.03 blue ice blocks per chunk. This number is getting crazy because this is already nearly 10 times less than the thing we were just talking about prior. But let's keep on going. Do you know why I pulled you over today? I don't know, sir. What did I do? It's because you're not cool, so $3 million ticket. Scared of this happening to you too? Well, you better subscribe, because subscribing to me makes you cool, so you won't get ticketed. so dumb, there's no way this works. Another example would be emerald ore. Emerald ore only spawns in one biome type, Highland Mountains. However, there's only an average of 0.2 emeralds per chunk of mountains. And because Highland Mountains only cover about 6% of the Minecraft world, this means every chunk has an average of 0.012 emeralds. This is already much lower than diamonds that I remind you that have 2 per chunk. And it's about 20 times less likely than gilded blackstone already. Statistically, this means you'll find 20 chunks with gilded blackstone before you even find one with emeralds. But it's weird when you think about it, because they end up being abundant when you finally find them. And why is this? Because you see, emerald ore spawns a lot less times than blue ice, only being able to spawn in 1 ore chunks, while blue ice is able to spawn in chunks of up to 50 and more. But these numbers aren't low enough, and I think we need to chase even more zeros. We need to go deeper. How about below Y0 of these very mountains we're on? How about we find the deep slated version of emeralds? You want something of class and elusiveness, something you could put in your base and be like, you don't have this, but I hunted it and now I have it. Where is it, dude? I just saw it here. Where did it? Oh my god. I'm trying to record this video. What do you think you're... That's what you get. In update 1.18 and above, the ore balance was changed, and so was the world height. This made it so coal and emeralds would stop spawning near Y0. Now both are extremely rare, but coal is everywhere in the world, so it has a better case for having a low deep slate spawn rate, as you can see in this chart. For emeralds though, that's where we find something fun, because the mountains above it actually take a bulk of the limited spawns because of their increased Y level. This is some of the greatest stuff you can find. Finding one of these is an incredible flex, and almost everything about it already makes it elusively rare. So rare, in fact, I had to manually test mountain heights and calculate the chance just to find the ore, because I spent hours digging for it and I came out fruitless. Now I figured out that the average mountain height has a Y level of about 196. Using this and the 196 point on the chart, we can find that only 0.7% of all emerald ore is deep slated, and with about 0.012 emeralds per chunk and only 0.7 of them being deep slated, then for each chunk of Minecraft, only 0.00084 deep slate emerald can be found per chunk. This means you would need to explore about 10,000 chunks statistically just to find a single deep slated ore. That's a decent amount of zeros, but let's crank it all the way to 0. How close can we get to the sun before we burn? Let's go to the magnum opus, the single rarest multiple spawning block in the game. It's not even in the nether, it's not in the corner of the world, it's not in the end, and it's not even underground. It can even spawn in 2 different places, and it's a block you've likely seen, used, and already think of as a valuable currency. Let me explain. It all started when I was watching this task by Bismuth9. A tool-assisted speedrun is a speedrun that uses save states and frame data to manually put in each input for the entire run. In this task, he beats Minecraft in less than 20 seconds. Now this run is incredible, and I'll link the video that explains the entire run right here and in the description as well. But let me roll the first 10 seconds of the speedrun. Now in this speedrun, he spawns in the very rare woodland mansion. And stop right here. Now I've seen the fake end portal room before, but what is this room? It's an obsidian cage with lava in the middle. I had never seen it before. And when you do some research, you find that this is actually a secret room completely closed off from all other rooms that can rarely spawn in woodland mansions, called the lava room. There are multiple secret rooms that can spawn in a bastion that you've probably never seen before, because they are completely closed off with no doorways. You've probably walked right past them, not knowing they were right there. The end room is one of these secret rooms that he actually starts in, but it's not as rare as the lava room, which is by far the rarest. So what? It's just a room with some obsidian, glass, and lava. Those aren't particularly rare in the world, those are all over. So what's so special about this? Well, remember earlier when I talked about diamonds not being too rare? What if I told you that a different form of diamonds definitely still is? What if I told you that diamonds are the rarest block in the game, and it's in this very room? You'd think I'm crazy. Well, if we remove the obsidian, glass, and lava, what are we left with in this room? A block of diamond hidden in the middle of the lava. The rarest block that can ever spawn in vanilla Minecraft is fittingly a block of diamond. in the rarest room in the rarest structure in the game, and it can spawn in only 2 of these kinds of rooms in every mansion. There's one more room that can spawn with a block of diamond in it. The second rarest room, the obsidian room. The obsidian room is a container of 19 obsidian encasing a single block of diamond. There is only 2 times in the entire game where a full block of diamonds can truly spawn in. This makes it the single rarest block in the game, and it's not even close. But how undeniably rare is this? The lowest we've had already is 0.00084 deep slate emerald per chunk, and compared to that metric is already 2,000 times more rare than ancient debris. But we haven't even scratched the surface of this insane number. This took some brute force to figure out these calculations, just to figure out how rare one of these rooms are. But let's crunch the numbers, shall we? Let's calculate how rare this is. Now, mansions spawn about every 20,000 square blocks. This is because they have to be in a dark forest biome to spawn in, and they're already rare in a dark forest itself. That means they don't have many opportunities to spawn in. This already gives us a metric of 1 mansion per about every 1,250 chunks, which is already 1/8 of the way to being as rare as deep slate emeralds. We haven't even accounted for the fact that the mansion has to contain a block of diamond that we're looking for. I searched 25 woodland mansions just to find a single lava room. In the 25 woodland mansions I searched, I only had 5 diamond blocks to my name. That means there's a 20% chance that a mansion contains a diamond block in it. I found 4 obsidian rooms and only 1 lava room. And if we finally crunch the numbers and calculate which chunks contain a mansion multiplied by the chance that the mansion contains a diamond block, we get the absolutely absurd final answer to our question. The rarest block in Minecraft has a grand total of 0.0016 blocks of diamond that can be found per given chunk naturally. This means just to find one, you would have to search through nearly 60,000 chunks to find a single diamond block. That's an average of nearly 1 million square blocks of searching to find a single one. Compared to diamond ore, a diamond block is a mind-boggling 12,500 times rarer. Look how far away this is from our second place contender in this video. That is 6 times rarer than the deep slated ore, and that's our final answer. In all of the world of Minecraft, that is the rarest block I can find. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I'm not going to really do much here at the end of the video. I just want to say, if you want to see more of my content, how about you try joining my Discord? Simple enough. Have a great day, everybody. That's all I'm going to say. Have a good one.